video is called, I think it's the YouTube listing is Lindsey Williams. That's Lindsey Williams, Williams, space, doctors quitting over Obamacare, with every word capitalized at the beginning. It's on Jay Rentz, which I believe is Jeff Rentz's YouTube channel. And it was published on January 20th, 2013, which was the day before yesterday. Only just barely, though. Anyways, it's kind of telling how they're going to bring down the hammer on this one. For the U.S.
Mr. Fromm said to me that night, he said, Chaplain, this is not a health care program. And I said, Ken, I understand that that everybody's going to be taken care of, that they'll get the medical services they need. He said, Chaplain, this is the final control. Folks, please catch this. He said to me, he said, Chaplain, this is the final control of the American people.
The final? I'm sure they can come up with
what he was saying is this is the
more
last
ways
straw.
as well.
This is the final factor
Health costs
in total
in the
control
States.
of everything.
You hear
in the
about
United
cancer
States
being
of
over
America.
$100,000
He
right
went
away?
on that night.
What do you
He told
list? And
me
I haven't
a lot of
verified
things
these,
that
but
were in that
$5,000 per
He
individual,
even mentioned
$10,000 per
handguns being
family?
in the bill. And most folks haven't even recognized in the
That's
last
right.
2 or 3 weeks that this handgun thing has come up. That there was even any mention in the health care bill to guns.
Yeah.
But it's actually that Fromm knew it way back then.
Wow.
He told me about what they were going to do to the senior
Hey,
citizens.
Dwight, are you illegal?
He told me about the
I hope
control
so.
factors. Well,
Oh.
Excellent
all
answer.
right.
You
Well,
definitely
let's
are
just bring
illegal.
it down to where we are tonight.
Not legal?
Jeff,
That's
I've
you.
had the privilege of being on your show so many times, and your people know me, but I know I have a lot of you fresh faces out there tonight.
I always do, yeah.
Many years ago, I'd been the pastor of a church for a number of years, and I was actually invited to be the
They
chaplain
can't
to
spell
the elite of the
organizations,
world.
but I still love them.
How in the world an insignificant person such as me ever received such an invitation, I don't know, except by the providence of God. And for 3 years' time, I lived with the people that you hear about in the World Bank, the IMF, and the top oil company officials of the world during the years of the Trans-Alaska Oil Pipeline, and that was 37 years ago. I kept in touch with many of these people over the years, and whenever they are willing to, they tell me things that they have planned behind closed doors, and never one time in 37 years has anything failed to happen exactly as they have told me. So I was on the phone with Mr. Fromm before he passed away, and he basically said everything that was in this health care bill. So I'd like to bring you up to date to what has happened in the past week and a half that
Very good.
has startled me.
It's a
That
shocker.
night tonight, I'm amazed.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dr. Holman is.
Okay, I need to pause it 'cause I need to
in
narrate
Washington,
something in
a very prominent doctor.
About
Wait,
this.
pause this.
He has.
Hold on, what was the name of the Doctor Who? Sounded a lot like Dr. Holman. I've heard that, that house before. I won't
I
call
don't
it.
know, but I remember when they brought the healthcare issue to bear. It was in 2008, at the same time as the submortgage
Crisis?
default prime fucking swaps. Some private mortgages. The whole economy collapsed. 2008. Obama got elected. Well, that happened in September. Obama got elected November. And up to that election, with all that shit that was going on, they're all worried. Like, there was big panic and hype that, Bush is going to declare a martial law because we've got the economy in the toilet now, and we got this and that, and everyone was afraid that there's going to be a martial law. So, anyway, and then he come out, Obama, with hope, right? We are changing, or what did he say? Yes we can, change you can believe in and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the campaign things was, because now no one can afford, they're losing their jobs, they're losing their homes because of this crash in September. And one of his things was healthcare reform, because why should people lose their retirement savings and all their life savings
I have to spend everything just for one cancer that...
Yeah. So that's one of the things that people wanted. They wanted the economic reform due to like Wall Street tighten the strings on that, and they also wanted health care. So he comes along, oh yeah, I'll be your savior. You know, change you can believe in. Yes, we can. Thank you, Satan. And I was listening to it on CNN in 2009. All year long, I'm listening to this thing going on and what they're dealing. And come at the end of 2009, I was so disgusted, but he didn't pass any of it, right? Like he didn't bring. By the end of 2009, I realized he was just another shell, right? Because back then I wasn't completely awake either.
Are you anti-Semitic against black people?
Well, I don't know, but it was terrible, and I was so disgusted. But this is how this bill came out. They brought it out on the idea of, okay, you people shouldn't have to lose your homes and your retirement savings because of one little cancer or because of one visit to the doctor's office that turns into you need extended care, etc., etc. Many people are going bankrupt over the health care. We're going to give you something better. Change you can believe in. And then they introduces this piece of shit. And he didn't pull any of the soldiers out of Iraq, like he said. And as far as the Wall Street crash, well, it just went from bad to worse. The whole thing's been a fucking shit scam from the get-go. And he introduces this piece of shit. Well, here, I'm going to...
No.
Keep going?
Keep her going. There's a couple things I need to bring in that most people don't realize about...
Are you
about
really
money.
saying that the government is doing these kind of things, wasting money? That's really hard for me to believe.
It's even worse than wasting money. It's that they say, they platform, they're going to do this, that, and the other. And then when they do introduce it, it's just another fucking stab in the back. It actually goes from bad to worse.
I wish I had the capacity...
And it's all an agenda. It makes me think it's all designed. It's all an agenda. They planned in 2008. They planned for people to be crying out for health care. And here, problem, reaction, solution. This is their solution, and it's just another control mechanism.
I wish I just had the capacity for irony and sarcasm. Which it appears I'm not up for either. Now, one thing you now may not know about money, few will tell you this, is money, much like the quote-unquote physics equation, is neither created nor destroyed. It may be ballooned up, but when money is lost in the market, it doesn't just go to Never Never Land. No, it's transferred. So it goes from one hand to another. So when you say, I don't know, a few years back, big things happened, I think 2008, a lot of people lost 1/3 to 1/2 of their retirement. That money was not lost into space. It was transferred to someone else's hands.
That's right.
It wasn't transferred to a corporation. No, because behind these corporations are people that have names and addresses. Behind these corporations are the shareholders that do not stand up for the rights of people or the planet. They are lucky enough, they've lobbied or however they got it in there, that it's a law that value to the shareholder. They're like, leave your ethics at the door, we'll weigh it out. So if it's cheaper to pay off a lawsuit that results in human death and destruction to the environment, if it's cheaper to pay the lawsuit and the fine compared to the amount of profit that's made, it's a done deal. You don't matter to them. You don't matter to them. George Carlin, Bill Hicks, look them up. They have some very profound things to say about it all. But most people don't understand money. And as Ford said, he also wrote a book called The Wandering Jew, but that's a separate matter. Read it if you can. He said, if the people truly knew how the financial system worked, there would be a revolution before the morning. Well, I'm amongst my loving brothers that have actually did the due diligence. We don't have all the answers, but we have enough research and proof that we can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt for anyone that's willing to think and not just use those catchphrases that they've been taught by the TV and by the experts. Oh, the conspiracy theorists. No.
There is no conspiracy theory. It's conspiracy fact at this point. There's enough evidence on the books that shows that this is fuck.
And if you won't believe us, listen to the so-called leaders of the greatest superpower in recorded history that has been available to us, because history's been hidden. That would be Dwight D. Eisenhower, JFK. They both give warnings about undue power, secret societies.
Man, I'd love to be able to quote that speech verbatim. I want to remember that thing verbatim.
We'll put it in the notes. Whenever we have to.
Secret societies are repugnant, and their activities should be exposed. That is my duty. I don't know what he said, but it's a pretty good speech, man.
It's a very good speech.
I love that speech.
And if you want to go on about Obama, he's speaking out both sides of his mouth, and you can just go back into historical recorded history.
He's got a corporate. He's got